I remember like it was yesterday. It was St. Petersburg, Florida, and I was sitting in the conference room. And at the time, I'd been through all the days of meetings and listening to these franchise owners whose business was resurrected from going through a terrible time with the recession and things like that and turning their business around. And at that same time, my business was doing great. But I was never getting to the point that I wanted to get to. But I also felt, since I was in Oklahoma, the individuals weren't noticing me. And so I decided to write a letter to myself. And that letter, I told myself that you're being disrespected and they're not recognizing you. And you get back, it's time to get to work. And that's what I did. In 2013, I was still just hitting this limit. I couldn't get past this number. And it was at that time that I decided to hire some coaches. I went in and I did everything that they told me to do. And sure enough, next thing you know, my business went to another level. And approaching 2014, I was young and dumb, and I decided, I just threw a number out there. And if I hit this number, then that number is going to make me happy, there's no doubt. At the time, I didn't realize that 43% was a big number to hit in a year. But I did what I said I was going to do. I put my head down and I got to work, and I hit that number. And I started winning awards. That franchise noticed me. I got everything that I thought that I wanted. I got the recognition. I did what I said I was going to do, and I remember it was just kind of a hollow feeling. I wasn't where I wanted to be. And it was at that time that my father's health had started to take a dive. And it had hit me that I was going down the same path as my father, that I was looked at my son in the eyes, he was looking at me eye level, and I was just at a point where I was the heaviest I'd ever been. I had more clients than I knew what to do with. I was anxious, and I wasn't doing the simple stuff that I know that I needed to do. And my ego and the money that I thought was going to make me happy kind of set me back. And it was at that point where I had those same coaches. They had been going through a change, and I'd noticed some changes in them, and they were talking more about family, and they were talking more about faith. And then I started realizing that, these individuals are saying something that I need to listen to a little bit more. And so they offered me a week's event in San Diego, California. I left that event with my eyes wide open. How much of a hypocrite I was, how much I was telling others what they needed to be doing, and then not doing myself. I realized how much time I'd wasted with my son, just with my family all together, and how much time I'd wasted trying to just hit the money mark, and that to make me happy. And I realized I needed to make a major change, and I was geared to do that. I went back to Oklahoma in 2015. I started to just invest in myself, to do everything I could possibly do in the vital four areas: my fitness, taking care of myself, taking care of my faith, taking care of my family, taking care of my finances, just making simple investments on a daily basis. And next thing I know, my father, he had a bout with sepsis, and he already had a heart that was, he had multiple heart attacks, so already had a heart that was affected by the heart attacks. And the doctor came in and pulled me and my sister out, and it was at that time the doctor just let us know that we tried it all, and the fluid's not coming off of him. And that's when I went back in to the room, and my dad he perked up and he said, "What did they say?" And I remember looking him in the eyes and letting him know that they weren't giving me more of a chance. And it's that look of regret that he looked down, and that's what fires me up every single day now, that I realized that he had kicked the can. He'd always talked to himself that he was going to get in shape, and he was going to do the things, and he was going to spend the time that he had, and he thought he had all this time to get all this done. And it was when that look that he realized that it wasn't anymore, that was it. It's what fires me up. And I left that day and went home, and I decided that what I do now on is going to be through my dad's name, and the businesses that I run are going to be purpose-based. And they're going to be purpose-based to be able to help individuals realize that the clock is ticking, that what we do today, no one's going to remember, and it's not going to matter when we lay on our deathbed or not. If we did this or what Becky next door to me thought, it's not going to matter. And it's what fires me up on a daily basis now is to help individuals realize that life is super simple, and we make it way more difficult than it has to be. That if you don't take care of yourself, there's nothing, you won't stand up and do the things that you need to do. You won't walk in confidence. You won't have the clarity. You won't have focus if you just don't do the little simple stuff on a daily basis. And so it's my mission, it's my purpose through my Father's name to wake individuals up and to help them realize that you can just start with this stuff. Let's take all the overwhelm out, and let's just start with the first thing that we can do, and that's taking care of you first thing in the morning, and that's taking care of you and getting clear on what it is that you really, really want. So for me, I want to show up and I want to walk in the room, and when I walk in, I know that I've taken care of everything that I needed to take care of. My family knows I love them. I've taken time with myself, and I've gotten clear on what it is that I need to accomplish this today. I've broken a sweat and done the little simple stuff so that I'm able to show up with 100% integrity and know that I'm giving 100%.